I didn't really know too much about drones for quite some time. And I had to do a lot of research, watch a lot of YouTube videos, do a lot of reading on what kind of drone would be best suited for me. I bought the Mavic Mini Fly More combo. I want to have everything I need for when I have my drone abroad. I also bought the insurance. There's an insurance you can buy for like 49 bucks in the event something happens within the next year. Coming down. Yeah. 6 months ago, I started to consider buying a drone, but the first initial thing that was a barrier, I just didn't have the funds. All my funds that I got from my YouTube channel saved up for months and eventually bought an iPhone XS Max, which is what I'm using now. The filming capabilities on this phone is amazing. Then I started to want to get some aerial shots for my travels. I'll be honest, for quite some time I didn't really know much. There have been a lot of places in my travels, like in Tuvalu, places in the Central Pacific, Nauru, Marshall Islands, where having this would have been amazing, and I just didn't have it because, you know, my funds only allowed so much for the travels themselves, and I made do with what I had with my iPhone 5S, my GoPro, and I did it. It's all about, after all, the presentation than the technology, even though the technology would be awesome. Now, there's several reasons why I got the Mavic Mini. Getting a drone that suited not just my needs, but just my ability. When I'm backpacking and I just got a bag and a half, a rucksack and a backpack, I don't want to be carrying anything heavy, and I don't want to be carrying anything that's going to give me problems at immigration in some countries. Now, some countries that don't allow drones, which is something I have to, you know, just figure out, but some countries have certain restrictions. In the United States, register your drone if it's 250 grams or more. With the Mavic Mini, you don't have to register it because it's 249 grams, which is 1 gram less, which is super awesome. And for my travels, what matters to me is one thing I want to do when I travel freely is be free when I travel. And that means travel as light as possible. This is the most lightweight drone in the DJI drone list. There are other drones that have maybe slightly better quality video, and some are faster when they fly. I know what I have to do tonight. Charge this baby up. Charge these babies up. Honestly, this is as good as it gets. I've seen these things get flown around Hawaii and some of my travel. This is just as good. This is perfect for me. This is Kapi'olani Park. This is one of my favorite spots to kind of hang out, but it's also a very open area, and it makes it very easy and simple to start flying my drone with no obstacles and such and so forth. So it's a good way to test run, and I can't wait to do this. It actually just rained a minute ago, but it looks like it's good to go. In addition to my purchase list, I found that it maybe is a bit of importance to me based on my YouTube channel and the quality that I want to have to buy ND filters. And once I get my hands on getting these on my drone and figuring out what best filters to use for where I'm at and what time of day, this will add to the quality of my videos for sure. The trade winds are pretty strong right now, thankfully, because we just had a hurricane, and I was praying to God that we wouldn't lose our trade winds. But for the sake of drone flying, the first experience, it's a little bit risky. But yeah, that was my first flying experience, my first drone experience, and I'm super excited. To be honest, it's a bit difficult getting the coordination right with the controls, as like I'm using my coordination looking at the drone and trying to use the controller at the same time. It's like two different opposite coordinations. Like when I want to go left and I'm looking up, it's actually going right, but I need to go the opposite direction in the controller. But yeah, so just getting used to the coordination and of course fluid motion, which is something that I'm obviously gonna start to get into. It's definitely rusty to non-existent because I'm not used to how to use the controls just yet of what to do going left and turning and moving the gimbal. Is all like, this is like it's like a new language to me. But it was like a moment or two where I was able to get the controls all together, and it was like 2 seconds of smooth cinematic motion before I was like cutting left really hard. But yeah, so I'm excited, man. This is a whole new journey for me. And it's not just like owning a drone and like having footage, you know, aerial footage from my travels. This is like a whole new thing that I'm gonna be learning. And to be able to get to that point of learning how to be savvy with a drone and being able to incorporate that into my YouTube channel, that's awesome. It's so exciting, like, to get this moving on my channel and for my YouTube, for my travels. I can't even speak. The only reason why this thing happened is because I started to channel my funds into getting this. Thanks to my subscribers, my viewers, my followers for supporting me on my channel, the funds that I get from my channel. Some of it went to this. So anyways, that wraps up my my overview, my history of the drone and picking a drone and why I choose my drone. I know it's more rambling in this video, but I hope that there's somebody like me, like a backpacker who's, you know, trying to decide on a drone, who kind of can relate and you know, can take from this, you know, one step at a time. If you're looking to get a drone too for your travels or just simply for yourself, I got the link to the drone itself as well as the ND filters I'll be using. Those links do help me in a way. It helps fund my travels. So that concludes it, guys. Thank you for joining. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed this first experience. If you have any insight, feedback, if you have a drone and you have things to share, please comment down below. And until next time, see you in the air. Aloha.